Oh yeah. Wouldn't wouldn't be a session without the background music. This is Willow Tree by Romy, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Hello, how you doing? Sunflower Land. Um, right. Purpose of today, what we're going to go through. As Adam's rightly just said before we started the recording, the crypto markets are looking um, really dire right now. It's a very difficult time, and it's great when things are going well. It's great. We make new friends, we make loads of money, everyone's happy. But when things go bad, when things are down, this is the time, as Adam's just rightly said, that we need to check in with each other. You need to look after your friends. You need to make sure that the people who you've been talking to, who maybe aren't as talkative anymore, the ones that aren't messaging, the ones that aren't posting, check in with them. Make sure they're okay, because this can be a very depressing time, and mental and emotional health and well-being, it's crucial that we look after that. And as a community, it's one of the things we want to build here, is not just the education into crypto, not just a fun game that we can all enjoy and play, but also how we can educate each other to be more compassionate, more loving, more positive, specifically more so than ever in a bad time. Okay, it's easy to be positive when things are going good, but it shows real character when you can show that positivity in a bad time. So markets are down at the moment. That's actually the purpose of this conversation today. And so I just want to kind of take a step back and remind you that there are help. If you need help, specifically in my guild, we've got all of the support workers. There's 75 professional support workers that you can access if you need to have a chat. Just a conversation. It's a private conversation. You can go and do that. If you minted your farm, you would have noticed one of the charities that you had the option to donate to. It's called PCF, the Purple Community Fund. They are professional care workers that help with mental and emotional well-being, and so you have access to those. Okay, we actually support them in Sunflower Land, and I actually work with them in my guild as well. I'll speak to the team. Maybe we'll look to bring them into Sunflower Land at some point. I don't know right now, but if you need them, they're there for you. So, Adam, how you doing today, sir? For the purpose of the recording, I thought I'd say hi. Oh wow. Well, we won't make it too technical today for you then, so I haven't got to worry about anything there. But I think there's a lot of people very, very excited for the sinking challenges, which, again, chat, we know this is a minimum viable product that was released, and there are some efficiencies that need to be made, but better to have them and be able to use them than to not be able to do it at all. Okay, so things will improve. This is the whole purpose of beta, is to deal with these things now, so that when the game goes officially live, we don't have any of this stuff to worry about. So we hear you. The team are working on it. It's being done. Don't worry. There's a lot happening this week. And also, if you didn't get a chance, the stream yesterday on Twitch, you could actually sit down with Adam and the team, and you got to actually watch them working and talking and going through things. So, do we know when the next one of those is likely to happen, Adam? I think there was a lot of really, really positive feedback from that. Friday. Nice, nice. Sounds amazing, and I'm looking forward to that. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this today. I want to talk about some economics, and specifically, as Adam's pointed out, the market conditions at the moment. Now, we know recently we had the news with Luna crashing and the challenges with that. UST, the stable coin attached to Luna, crashing. There was a lot of people that were connected to UST. We're starting to see that now with Celsius. They've had a massive position being unwound. They're at risk of liquidation if Bitcoin drops down to 16,000. And so it's very possible. It's very, very possible we could see a $16,000 Bitcoin just with institutional money trying to attack that liquidation price. And so there's a big fight going on at the moment with big money where they're trying to accumulate and acquire as much Bitcoin as possible, but they don't want to pay the best prices for it. They want to drive it into the ground first. If you're going to buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, there's nothing wrong with spending a couple of million on advertising to make it seem negative. Right? You have to think about this from a bigger perspective. That a lot of this, a lot of this acquisition that's happening right now is going to happen whilst Bitcoin is down. So we're going to see some volatility. There'll be some big sell-offs, some big buys, and we might even go sideways for a while. It's even possible. It's possible we go sideways inside this channel for the next couple of years until the next Bitcoin halving. Anything's possible, and so we need to be prepared. And I think what Adam and the team have done very, very intelligently is they've prepared for the worst case scenario. And we've seen this before, where even some people in the community have questioned this. Why are you taking money out and putting it into stable coins? Why are you exiting? Is this a rug pull? We've had all the questions, all the stuff. But what people are starting to see now is that by the team taking money out and putting it into stable coins, if the worst case scenario happens, which it kind of is right now, that they're protected and that they have this runway. And Adam, what does the runway look like at the moment in terms of the um, in terms of the treasury for Sunflower Land, which, may I just add, was completely bootstrapped with no VC funding and no external investors. So we answer to nobody. The team is in complete control. It's very, very, very rare for you to find that in this space. But Adam, how long do you think we have at the moment in current market conditions? Nice, nice. I love that. I've just seen a comment here from Bill, the Goblin Farmer, who's been extremely active in chat recently. And Bill, I love you, mate. You've got an incredible sense of humor, and you definitely keep me entertained. Bill wants to know when the tailors is going to allow us to start crafting rugs, because everybody else seems to be rugging projects, but Sunflower Land isn't. So, what's the chance of us making some rugs? If we're not going to rug the community, can we at least give them some rugs? I do as well. I think I think that could be quite funny. A bit like the Matic rock, the polygon rock, Polygon. Yes, yes. I agree. I agree. And as someone that has been hit hard in this community, it's been a very difficult time. I think something I learned in the military is that in the darkest times, in the moments of despair, that the thing that will get you through, apart from each other, is humor. And yes, there is definitely two types of humor. There's There's the political correct humor that we all know about publicly, and then there's the dark humor that we all know about with our friends. The ones that we don't talk about in the public, but or some people do. But yes, I agree. So maybe we need to test that first. Maybe we need to test that first and see how the sentiment. Maybe we'll wait till the market recovers before we do that. But yes, in the May 2022 report, which is in, I'm going to post this as well, but it is in the documents. If you're not keeping up to date with the docs, you probably should, because there's a lot of new stuff coming out there. But this does say that the May goals was to onboard contractors to help with Discord, PR, and communication, hire finance directory and design financial models for land expansion, dollar cost treasury into stable and fiat, which there was some kickback in the community at the time, but now people understand why, and healthy community liquidity pools, which kind of brings us to today's conversation around the healthy community liquidity pools. So there's a new document that has gone up, and I'm going to bring this onto the screen for the recording for those of you that can see it, and I'm going to post it as well. This is a new document, and this is what we're going to talk about today. We want to have this conversation with you now, give you a chance to ask any questions, so that when this comes into effect, you're aware of it and there's no confusion. Okay, so the idea of this conversation and this communication with you is so that you understand what we're talking about. So, Adam, do you want me to read this out, or do you want to do it, sir? Do you want to? I was gonna start. Maybe I'll read a section and then we'll talk about it. Get your opinion and your feedback. Ah, I don't know, mate. I love listening to you. It always means good things are coming. Well, not always, but it seems to be. Um, okay, so it says here our goal is to provide transparency around all aspects of the project. The purpose of this document is to explore the fee structure that is used to generate revenue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk slower for the purpose of this, because I understand that when I talk fast, some of you that are not native English speakers struggle. Also, we will publish this onto YouTube with subtitles so that you'll be able to listen back, because this is important. So I think let's just go through the background and then we'll have a quick introduction into what this is about. So background: the revenue model of Sunflower Land is a transactional model. Instead of performing a pre-sale of the token or NFT, we collect small fees on in-game transactions. This helps support the project, build new features, and also to grow the project. So I think it's important to understand that there was no pre-sale of tokens. There's no VCs. There's no investors. There's nobody accountable. With a lot of these projects, what I want you to understand is in the background, there's a lot of pressure from the financial institutions who invest, that they only want ROI, return on investment. And so a lot of these people that invest, they want to know, what am I going to get out of this and when am I going to get it? And we've actually seen this in games recently. If you look at the saga that's happened with YGG and Merit Circle. So YGG actually invested into Merit Circle when they got started, and Merit Circle now in their DAO have just pushed a proposal to refund the initial investment to YGG, which it causes a lot of concerns in the space, because if you make an agreement and then you neg on that agreement and you decide, you know what, I don't want to pay you your profits, I don't want to pay you anymore, it causes a lot of friction and a lot of challenges. And in this downturn, in these markets, this is when those really good relationships at the start can turn toxic, they can turn sour. And what we're seeing right now is a lot of projects that had all of these promises, all of these ideas, these grandiose ideas, not coming into fruition. And we've seen it with Pixelmon, $70 million raised, and look what that did. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened last year that really hurt people, and people are starting to feel that now. And so the reason I'm sharing that and bringing that to your awareness is because we do not have that as a project. There is nobody, there is no board of directors, there are no suits, there is nobody sitting there tapping their finger saying, how do we exploit the community to get more money out of them? There's nobody saying that. It's not happening here. This is This is built and maintained and managed by gamers that want to build a great game. Nothing has changed from day one. Adam and the team want to build a great game. Okay. But also, alongside that, they have a business to run. And so we have to look at both sides. It is not just about, hey, give me every NFT for free and then make it really valuable for everyone else or expensive for everyone else. You can't think about yourself. We have to think about the community, the collective, and the bigger picture. So it's really important that we understand the business model and why this is so important. So, Adam, can you just share with me, like, why do you feel it's important now to have this conversation around fees? What was your purpose for kind of instigating this? Nice, nice, and I love the transparency on that because I think all of the community and I've seen it earlier in the chat, people saying, we hope you guys are resting because you are working so hard at the moment, and it doesn't ever feel or seem like you take a day off, and so it has been an incredibly busy year. We've gone from um, we've gone from breaking a network, taking Matic down for about a week. Um, we've gone from being exploited and hacked and having to take the game down to rebuilding the game in 6 weeks, getting a internal testing out, then 6 weeks later getting closed beta, 6 weeks later getting open beta, 6 weeks later after that again, open it up to more people. The features, the changes, everything that's happening, it's been incredible. I mean, I think people often they forget about this, but this in such a short space of time. Sometimes games take years building in the dark before they even show anything publicly, and yet here everything's kind of been done with full transparency. With full transparency. So I hope people can just appreciate, like, building is the core of what happens here, and I think a lot of these projects that are able to build in a bear market. This is what Axie did in the initial run up to their mania. They built in a bear market for 2 years before it all went parabolic, and so we're aware of that. When the next bull market comes and when things take off, we're not going to make the same mistakes that they did. We're not going to do the same things that they did because we're going to learn. This goes back to what we said at the start, looking at others, looking at their success, modeling that success, and looking at their failures and avoiding their failures. So, this is one of the things that we need to do. So, let's have a look at this then. State of the market. Our main revenue stream is the sync fee that players pay when they wish to move their game data onto the blockchain, roughly every 1 to 2 days. When we launched beta, this was zero point 0.1 Matic, which was at 15 cents at the time. But now, at the time of writing, zero point 0.1 Matic is 0.037 cents. So we're talking about I would say, what's that like? Is that a 75% off the top of my head? It's more than that, isn't it? It's yeah. It's definitely hit hard. Um, I think, Adam, one thing at this point, and I know we're going to get to this in the document, but just to for those people that are looking at this going, hold on a minute, if the main revenue stream is sinking, and I have to sync every 6 minutes right now because I have to sync if I go to Goblin Village, and I have to sync if I want to craft, or if I sync because I get scared. Can you just address that concern? I know we do that in a minute in a document, but just for the people now that are panicking and can't wait, what can you say to the people that are worried that you're going to increase the syncing um, requirements just to be able to get more money? That's amazing. I think that's amazing. So I just wanted to add that in there. All right, community chat, if you're listening, the idea here, even though it's the main revenue stream, isn't to create more opportunities for that. It's actually to create less. Okay, so we want to make less syncs so that it's there's less friction. It's just unfortunately because of the way the game was deployed, getting some things out there. This was just an initial way to do that. That is, again, if you're playing the game and it's beta, you have to have that expectation and that awareness that these things are going to be deployed, and then they're going to be um, worked on, improved, and that's going to happen. And this is just one of those examples where this was deployed, it works, now it's going to be improved, and then you're going to get a much better version. So, okay, interesting to know. So, going back to this point, if the trend of the bear market continues, okay, so we've already seen Bitcoin, like right now, if we look at today's numbers, Bitcoin is trading at $20,000. All right now. It's just hit a level of support, and it's very possible, as I mentioned, due to some macro economic decisions that are happening, that it could go down to 16,000. You should expect a Bitcoin at 16,000 right now. If not to stay there, then at least a wick, a candle that drops down to try and force that liquidation out. We also know that there's a lot of stuff going on in government today, specifically over in the US. We know that there is um, some conversations with the Fed, the Federal Reserve, that are talking about the market recovery, and whether it's going to be a long or a slow recovery. We know about petrol and gas prices. We know that when that happens, it affects the cost of living because groceries, because of the gas and the petrol fee for the lorry drivers. So there's a lot of different things that are happening. The cost of living is going up, taxes are going up, wages are going down or staying the same. So we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared, not just in this game, but globally in our lives. We have to be prepared for a bear market. And a bear market in crypto doesn't just happen in crypto. It happens because of a macroeconomic um, chain of events. You look at the housing market, you look at gas and oil prices, you look at the debt market, you look at the crypto market. They're all connected. They're all connected. And so this is why it's also important that we have these conversations, because we know this. We're aware of this. But knowledge is important and it's powerful, but it's only part of the equation. See, knowledge without action is worthless. You need the knowledge and you need to take action. And so that is what we're doing here. We're taking action to prevent um, losing that treasury and to prevent any troubles 6 to 12 months down the line. So you have to understand the reason that this is happening and why the team are doing this. So here are the challenges if we continue in this bear market, either going down or going sideways. Okay, the project is going to earn less revenue, which means less features, less gameplay, and less growth. Okay, just need to be realistic there. SFL is generated for less Matic. Now, that might seem like a good thing. You might be like, yay, we can get more SFL. However, what this does is it encourages the botters to come back, the multi-accounters, and it creates some SFL sell pressure, driving the price down. So you really need to appreciate that. Don't look at that from a personal game perspective. Look at it from a community perspective and a bigger picture, why that's important. And then the third is, go on, sorry, Adam. Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree, and this is an incredible lesson to learn. And as you've said, other projects have set barriers that we've realised that specifically at the moment, it's the risk to reward. If you think about a botter or a multi-counter's mindset, they're looking at risk to reward. What is the risk and what is the reward? And if the risk is low enough that one Matic doesn't really matter, then they're willing to take that risk at the potential reward they might get. And so we don't want to encourage that. It's very important what Adam's saying there. And then the third one is the liquidity pool suffers. If the liquidity pool suffers, it means that you could have a million SFL, doesn't matter. If there's no liquidity, you can't get it out. You can't extract, withdraw it. And so getting money in or out will be difficult if there is no liquidity. So the success of the game right now, in its current condition, is currently tied to the current crypto market. The price of SFL is kind of tied to the price of Matic. And if we have a look at the graph at the moment, because we know what's happening with Bitcoin, and whatever Bitcoin does, everything else still tends to follow. So Matic at the moment currently trading at 36 cents. Now you have to consider that from the start of the year, it was trading at just under $3. So we're talking about this year alone, in the last 170 days, Matic is down 87.5%. 87.5% down on Matic in the last 170 days. Now, yes, it may recover, but also it may stay there for a while. We have to accept that Matic could go down to its prices that we saw pre 2021. And the prices of Matic pre 2021 was 10 cents. So we could see prices down as much as 1 to 3 up to 10 cents. Matic is effectively becoming an in-game utility token. Like that's where its prices are currently heading towards, and we have to be aware. Now we've hit massive. I'm going to post a chart in the chat for those of you that are interested. A lot of these conversations, by the way, happen inside the tokenomics channel, and so you're always welcome to look in there if you're interested in this. But we do talk about this. But I've just posted a graph inside the farmers chat, and you can see if we look back at that was kind of like March, April 2021, you can kind of see we're hitting those same levels right now. And so we can expect some resistance and a similar pattern of going sideways. We could bounce off of this line and recover. we could go sideways, or we could break through this line and go down. There's three options here, and we have to be prepared. Like, what is the worst case scenario? Well, the worst case scenario is obviously that it breaks through and continues its downtrend. In a crypto winter hyper bear market, we have to prepare for that. The second worst scenario is it goes sideways and we live in this pain for a prolonged period of time. What is known as squeezing people out. It's known as squeezing retail. It's keeping you at a painful level for long enough that your life gets in the way, where you are forced to sell because you have to liquidate your assets to be able to pay for your lifestyle or your project or whatever it is. And so it's not always about driving the price down. Sometimes it's about driving the price sideways, because that also creates pain. So just, you have to be aware and you have to be prepared that we could go down and we could go sideways. And until we go back up, which we will. This is not all doom and gloom. When we go back up, and it will happen, then we can look at a recovery plan and what that looks like. But right now, we have to be aware of these economic choices that need to be made, for the community, and for the company. We have to protect both, because if the community protects the company, I think we can all agree here. We all trust Adam. He is our Lord, our Savior. He is our sunflower Christ. He, as the owner of the company, will protect the community. So the community protects the company, and the company protects the community. And it's rare, very rare, that you find a unicorn company like that in this space. Most companies are out for themselves, and most companies don't answer to the community. Most companies answer to the VCs and the investors and the board of directors. And right now, we don't have that here, and I don't think there are any plans to have that. There you go. There we go. Right, the community is the board of directors right now. You guys are in charge to a degree, because with decentralization, we've learnt, decentralization is good to a degree, but there has to be some control. If there isn't some control, chaos ensues, and all that happens is we end up DDoSing Matic. So let's not go back there. Let's not do that. Like, we trust Adam, we trust the team, and I think it's really important. And this transparency right now, this call, this conversation, is about that transparency, and talking to you, and hopefully helping you understand the reasons behind what's going on. So, for an in-depth analysis of the problems that are going on, there is a community discussion. It is on GitHub. It is issue 1080, and I will post that inside the farmers chat again for anyone that's interested. So you can have a look at the challenge of the decreasing Matic value and the conversations that have been happening, because this is not the team have made a decision. This has been open to conversations. It's been open to debate, and the community have been getting involved. So to sustain development of the game, the forecast for the upcoming initiatives, and to make new hires, we are looking to base our fees on a USD price. Everyone will continue to use Matic to mint your farms and to pay your sync fees, but the amount of Matic needed will dynamically change based on the current Matic USD price. Right now, what that means is that if you wanted to mint your farm, at the moment, it would cost you 10 Matic to mint a farm. That is the price, 10 Matic. What we are talking about is, if this was to change and we were to make this dynamic change, I'm just going to go into CoinMarketCap, and I'm going to look at Sunflower Land, currently trading at 12 cents, doing very, very well in the current market conditions. At the moment, it would cost you 10 Matic. Okay, so I need to look at the Matic chart, not the SFL chart. So 10 Matic right now will cost you $3.66. That is what 10 Matic is currently worth. What we are saying is, rather than having 10 Matic as the mint fee, which is currently $3.66, and if Matic continues to go down, it will become less, again, making it more accessible or more inviting to botters and multi-accounters, and all of the things that we mentioned before. To change that, the dynamic structure would mean that the current cost to mint would be $13.62. So it's based on $5. So you can tell people it costs $5 to mint. It costs $5 to set your farm up. It costs $5 to play the game. And that $5 is whatever the current price of Matic is. And so a lot of people are saying $10, please. A lot of people, and actually, a lot of the community want you to actually make it $10. But I think these are people that already have farms. I don't know how people would sit. I don't know how people would sit coming in. What about making it? But also think globally, not just America. Think about the Philippines. Think about other countries where $5 can pretty much pay your rent for a month. I'm not. No, I'm joking. It's obviously not that bad, but $5 in some countries is a full day's wage. And so, if we're going to be truly accessible to people around the world, we have to consider not just the country that you live in. We have to consider the global economy. And also, we've already talked about being in a bear market, being in a downtrend. People are struggling. We want to help people. Another suggestion could possibly be charging $4.20, but making them sink maybe 69 times. Let's see how the community sits with that one. Because some people are saying $69. Some people are saying $4.20. Oh, I do love that joke. Yeah, it's important. It's important, team, that you understand that the the idea of having this is not to stop people joining, and it's not just to make profit for the company. It's going back to what we said at the start. It's about balance. It may change in the future. Very possible that with new data, we can make more informed decisions, and the team and Adam and everyone are going to be able to do that. But right now, for now, I think it's fair to say that given the current market conditions, given the global aspect of this, and not just the people in a privileged position that live in a good country, making the game available for people, $5 feels like it's a fair price. We don't need scholarships. We don't need guilds coming in at the moment. It's accessible. It is accessible. Yeah, I love that. I think that's That's one of these things, and I'm seeing the chat at the moment, and I'm actually quite humbled by this. So many people are saying that they pay the homeless guy coffee money every day. It's incredible, because there are ways that, given the opportunity, people can continue to support the project if they want to, even after they've minted their farm. And I think it's really important, community, that you understand what Adam's saying here. He doesn't want to create a treasury based off hype, FOMO, and empty promises. What Adam is saying is that if you're going to pay for something, then they need to deliver something for that. And so getting everybody in, the idea of land expansion is when people first start their first glimpse of the game, they won't even need a wallet. They won't need Web3. The idea is that for this very start of land expansion, you get to test and trial the game by just maybe even just creating a simple account, and then it being introduced to the Web3 element. And it's important, because we really need to look forward at mass adoption. We look at our daily active users, and we look at our community right now, and the community is incredible. It really, really is incredible. But this is where we start, not where we finish. So when we scale up to 1 million daily active users, we need to make sure that we have the structure, the economy, we have the gameplay, we have the community. We need everything in place, because once we do that, there's no going back. You saw what happened to Axie, and I use it as an example, but we're not going to let that happen here, or we're going to do everything we possibly can to prevent that from happening. But that mass success, that mass scale growth, does cause problems. And there's a saying of being a victim of your own success. And so please trust Adam with what he's doing. He's saying it in a way that is respectful. We hear the community. We know the community. You're all saying you're more than happy to pay $10, and it's heard. But at the moment, $5 is definitely better than the $1 it was. And to be fair, if we were still charging one Matic, people would be they would be minting their farm for less than 40 cents. So we're already in we're already in a better position. We've gone from what is currently 37 cents to what is now $3.67, and we're now making a jump up to $5. So the idea is not to continuously increase this, but what you can see is it is already increasing as we're learning more, and hopefully us explaining this makes it better for you. So to sustain development of the game, forecast upcoming initiatives, make new hires, we're looking to base our fee on the US dollar price. So everyone will continue to use Matic to mint their farms and pay the sync fees. And I'm repeating this because it's important, but the amount of Matic needed will dynamically change based on the current price of the Matic USD pair. Does that make sense, chat? Could you just let me know in a farmer's chat, either a thumbs up or a thumbs down? I just want to see a general consensus. How does everyone feel about that? Does it make sense? Is everyone interested to see if it's a yellow or a green thumb? I'm watching. All right, so good. A lot of thumbs up there. Good. All right, nice. All right, guys, appreciate that. I had some goblin thumbs as well. All right, moving on. Sinking less. The team is working on a range of Sorry, put my teeth back in. The team is working on a range of initiatives to reduce the amount of times you need to sync on chain. At its core, you will no longer need to sync on chain before minting, withdrawing, or performing other on-chain actions inside Goblin Village. A sync will only be necessary when moving game data on chain. So the status of that means that you will no longer need to sync on chain after depositing assets. That has been completed and is awaiting release. Okay, that is completed and awaiting release. And the second is no longer needing to sync before visiting Goblin Village. And the progress of that is around 2 weeks. Around 2 weeks. So again, we're aware of the syncing issues. We know it's frustrating. Most people have just got used to it now. You've just accepted this is life in Sunflower Land. But just please know that it's not intended to be this way, and the team are working on it. I know we've already talked about this, but Adam, do you want to add anything to the syncing? And I think there's a few questions coming in here around this, which is good because this seems to be where a lot of the questions are. Does it include the wishing well? Is one question. And will it include seeds and crops? Is there going to be any change there to the amount that you get or the requirement to do that? Or is that going to stay the same? I like the idea of that. Go and Stardew Valley there. I think we've seen that with the seasons. But also, I like the idea of not only seasons, in-game events. One of the things that I'm working on, I'm going to give you some alpha at the moment, chat. I'm going to give you some massive alpha, and we're going to do some giveaways in a bit. Adam needs to go in a minute, but I'm going to stay. We're going to do some giveaways today. In fact, before Adam goes, I'm going to get him. He doesn't know this yet. I'm going to get him to do something, and he will select the first winner. He doesn't know yet. I'll talk you through how we're going to do that in a minute. But the first winner of 100 SFL on Twitter, um, we'll be announcing that in a moment. So I've got this idea. This alpha is something that I've been building, working on. So I've got a lot of different gameplay ideas that I'm building. One of them is that when we go into land expansion, and again, this is not going to happen. This is just I'm giving you a concept from my mind of something that I'm putting together to present, but it's not going to happen. So please don't quote, don't take it out of context. But the idea is that once we have land expansion, the current farm as you see it right now, your current farm that you've grown to know and love, will become more of a town, sunflower town, that you will visit for more community based events. And so there'll be the town hall, there'll be maybe the trading market and the things like that. So you'll come there as a community. I also really love the idea of having these global community events. So one of them is that, hey, there's a flood and Noah, he won't be called Noah, he'll have an in-game name like Melon Dusk, but Noah needs to build an ark to save all of the animals, specifically the chickens. So we need to save the chickens and everything else. And so what we need to do is we need to generate 1,000,000 wood. And the idea is that the whole community comes together and works on these community based events, where there is a reward for the people that take part, on these event style gameplay modes. And that's just one of the things I just wanted to kind of put that out there as something I'm looking at. It's not going to happen. It's not there yet, but it's I want you to have a think about the potential of some of the directions this game can go in. I'm really excited for that. I've seen some great success from community events in the past in other games. Um, so yeah, the idea of having this weather system and tying it into the lore of the game, and tying it around real world events and things, and maybe even sending you on an adventure like we saw Genopets had incredible success with their mint by having this treasure hunt. And so their treasure hunt was not just within their game. They had people looking around Google Earth. They had people looking on Wikipedia, and they were educating and teaching people about things that had happened in the past. I love the idea of educating you around some real world scenarios, some past, and tying this real life history and current events in with game lore in an exciting way. I think the education side there is incredible, and I think that's going to make us a very very powerful game once we put that in. And um, I know that Adam and the team have got some incredible things lined up. I know the community have got some incredible things lined up. So there's like when Adam says think 3 to 5 years, you really do need to zoom out and think 3 to 5 years. This is you're talking about a game that's not even 6 months old, and it's not even live yet. I mean, it's live in the sense that you're playing the beta version and you get to experience the game. But as Adam said, in an ideal world, they would have gone dark for 6 months and rebuilt this incredible game and taken everything into consideration. However, we didn't have that opportunity, and we've talked about it in the past. We needed to show the community, or the developers, Adam and the core team, they needed to show the community that this was not a rug pull, that they were not going anywhere, that it was unfortunate what happened in January, but they would recover. And so we've done everything we needed to do. We've done the migrations, we've done the relaunch, we've done the moving of the assets, we've done the initial botting issues and dealing with the challenges. Now we get to start building out a fun game that people can enjoy. And you're going to see that with land expansion. So let's have a quick talk just at the end, because I know Adam needs to go in a moment. The USDC liquidity pool. Okay, this is what we want to talk about. We want to diversify liquidity in the game and support a healthy USDC, SFL, and Matic SFL liquidity pool. So not introducing because it already exists, but just having more focus on both pairs rather than just the Matic pair. This will help provide sustainable pools to ensure that players can continue to trade tokens amongst themselves. It also means that if Matic continues to fall, we have the support of the USDC SFL pool. When minting a farm, 20% of the fee will be used to automatically add liquidity to the USDC SFL pool. So upcoming fee structures. Minting a farm will cost $5 worth of Matic. Sinking a farm will cost 10 cents of worth of Matic. So remember that the idea of paying 10 cents, the sinking won't be as regular as it is now. So sometimes in some events, through either fear, uncertainty, or just, because of the way the game is, you may have to sink 2 or 3 times in a row. That won't be happening. You won't need to do that anymore. So the idea is that it will be 10 cents plus the gas, whatever the gas of the network is at the time. So it will be 10 cents will be the fixed fee plus the gas of the network as well. But it won't be too much. So the following changes are under construction and will come into effect at least 72 hours after this post is made, which is on the 18th of June. 18th of June, which is we're on the 15th today, so that is Saturday. So we're looking at Tuesday, the 21st of June. Oh no, sorry, 18th is when it goes live. 15th. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry, that was my misunderstanding. So 15th is today. The effects will come in on Saturday, the 18th of June. Sorry, Saturday, the 18th of June. Nice. Some people are actually asking if they provide liquidity in either pool, are they still eligible for a liquidity badge? Nice. And then the last part on this document, ladies and gentlemen, dynamic prices. These fees will be paid in Matic and dynamically calculated at the point of transaction. This means that if the price of one Matic is 50 cents, then a user pays 0.2 Matic to sync on chain. If the price of one Matic increases to $2, then a player pays 0.05 Matic to sync on chain. So even though you're paying in Matic, you'll be able to understand what is the USD value of that transaction. Okay, it's going to make it a little bit more easily accessible for people. Your Matic will be going up and down, obviously, but it does that anyway. But all of your transactions, you'll be able to plan them in USD. So, okay, the last thing that I'll mention, and I talked about this just before Adam has to go because I'm very aware of time and I need to do this giveaway, is in the tokenomics channel. I talked about this yesterday. I posted, and I'm gonna post this now in the farmers chat just so that you can see it for the purpose of this. But it is in the tokenomics channel. So this is a Pacos stablecoin. So this is looking at a report that was published that looks at all of the stable coins, whether you're looking at USDT, USDC, and I'm only focusing on these for the purpose of this, but it shows you where their reserves are currently held. And the reason that we're not interested in looking at other stable coins because there are lots. There's DAI, there's USDT, there's UST, which once was and probably is still a stable coin, but not at $1. If you look at a lot of these stable coins, you need to look at how they are managing the assets. You know, the reserves. Now, for USDC, 61% of their reserves are in cash or cash equivalent. This is very, very important when you look at liquidity. Look at what happened with Celsius. Look at what happened with UST. Look at what happened with Magic Internet Money, with Wonderland. Look at all of these DeFi protocols over the last 12 months. And I think you'll agree that when you can see USDT having nearly 50% in commercial paper and 18% in fiduciary deposits, you can start to see and understand that there could be some real liquidity issues and a potential depegging in USDT, which is why we are favoring and using USDC, because it is, of all of them, and nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is a certain thing. We're in crypto. It's unregulated. It's uncertain until we get our CBDCs and our central bank digital currencies, the monitored tokens, until they come in from the governments themselves, then this is the closest thing we have to certainty in crypto. And I think at the moment it makes sense. The research has been done to show you that USDC is the safest coin of all of them right now. We hope that doesn't change. We hope it doesn't get attacked. If it does, we'll address that. But right now, we feel like we're making the best decision based on all the information that we have. So, Adam, anything to add there? Anything you want to kind of end on before we? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Nice. So there's something I know you need to go. There's something I would really, really like you to do before you go. Um, First of all, is I'm going to look at a post from Never Zapdos in the community. I love this. I'm gonna share it again inside Farmers Chat. This is, in fact, not only am I going to share it inside Farmers Chat, you've got literally 1 minute chat. If you haven't liked this post, if you have not liked this post, go and like it right now. You have about 60 seconds to do this. It's not my post, all right. I'm not shilling myself. This is me looking out for the community. It's got 199 likes, which is criminal really, because I think this is I love it. I think it's brilliant. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click on the likes right now, and I'm doing this on video, so you'll be able to see this, and I can see everybody who has liked that post. What I'm going to do right now, with Adam's help, is I'm going to pick two winners from this post. So if you've liked this post, I'm going to pick two winners. Okay, one winner, one winner is going to come from this post, a follower of this post. Okay, and the second winner that we're going to pick, The second winner is going to come from somebody who is following Sunflower Land. All right, so Adam, all I need you to do for me, please, sir, is I'm just going to refresh my screen to make sure it's all fair. We're now up to, wow, we just got an extra 50% likes. It's just gone from 200 to 300 likes. Okay, interesting. You are incredible, your community. All right, let's do this. Another 10 seconds. So, Adam, what I'm going to need you to do for me, sir, is just we need a word, community. We need a safe word. What is the word that Adam needs to tell me for me to stop scrolling to pick a winner? What is the word? Some people saying goblin. Mate, McGoblin. It's got to be McGoblin. All right, Adam, I'm going to need you to say McGoblin. Okay. And when you do, I'm going to stop. And at that point, I'm going to pick a winner. But here's the catch. That winner will only be a winner if their profile picture is the Sunflower Land logo. Ha ha ha. The winner is only going to be a winner if their profile picture is the Sunflower Land logo. All right. Adam, are you ready, sir? Hold on, I need to just preload all of these because Twitter's having a hard time. So let me just do this. Okay, right, we are good to go. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll through. You're going to say McGoblin. As soon as you do that, I'm going to stop and I'm going to take the top profile that is a Sunflower Land picture, and that is the winner. So, let's try this. This should be fun. It's very different. It's also there is a video recording of this, so if you watch the replay, I know we're in a broadcast chat at the moment; it's audio only, but for the video, you will be able to see this. Okay, all right, Adam. Whenever you're ready, let's go. Philippe Silva. Okay, right. Let me just click on you. Here we go. Let we go. I'm gonna post it in Farmers Chat. Philippi, I can't pronounce it. How do I pronounce it? Philippe Silva. Philippe. Okay, you win. Congratulations. I'm going to send you a message right now. It's amazing. They are struggling. Right, so there we go. That's the first one. That's the first one. Right, let's go ahead and do the second one. Let's do the second one. Now, in order to do this, the way that we're going to do this with the second one is I'm going to go to Sunflower Land. I'm going to go to Sunflower Land. And all right, we've done one already. So I've got that. That's done. Now what we're going to do is the same thing, but I'm going to click on followers. All right. 39,700 followers. I think we're going to have to work on our Twitter game. I'm going to get that up soon. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to scroll through all of the followers. All right, let's just see. Yep, this is fine. It's preloaded. This is good. So there's a lot on here, Adam. So the first one, whenever you're ready, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Whenever we stop, we're going to continue scrolling down to the first one that has a sunflower logo. And that is going to be the winner for 100 SFL. Ready? Adam, you ready, sir? I think so. Same. Should we? Unless you want another word. Adam did. Someone's saying Adam didn't say McGoblin. He did. He absolutely did. It's our game. It's our rules. But he did. But no. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. So, you are doing this giveaway for who here is broadcast, not who is offline. No, I'm doing it on Twitter for people that have had a week to be able to do this. So it's not people in the broadcast at the moment. I'm trying to make it fair. All right. So whenever we're ready, Adam, I'm scrolling now. Oh, wow. Okay. I cannot pronounce this name, but okay, here we go. So this is the person. Looks like quite a new account, but to be fair, they did retweet and they are active. So this is the account. I can't pronounce it, but I am gonna. Hmm, interesting. It's a private account. I can't even send him a message. Okay. Okay. Let me figure out how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and tweet them. I'm really worried about doing this because if I go, "Hey, you've just won 100 SFL," I sound like a scammer. I sound like a scammer. um, I sound like a scammer. I don't know how to do this in a better way, though, unfortunately. But let's do this again. We're going to do one more, Adam. We'll do one more of these. If you can just do exactly the same thing again, I'm going to continue now. We'll do one more. Uh, okay, Zitron. Zitron, this is you, Zitron here. What's up, guys? Zitron here, and I upload daily video games like GTA 5. Hey, where's Sunflower Land in your description? Again, I can't. I'm gonna need to tweet you. All right, there we go. I will follow those up. I've tweeted them, so we'll follow that up. All right, amazing. There's three. Oh, Zitron, you're in here. Perfect. I don't know if it's the same person, but okay. I will deal with that. I will sort out to make sure they're legitimate. I actually got scammed myself doing this once. Just as a fun story, I did a giveaway on Twitter, and somebody DM'd me that they won the giveaway, and I sent them some Matic as a prize, and they were just scamming me. It wasn't even the winner. And then the winner got in touch and said, "Hey, where's my prize?" And I was like, "I've sent it." And I was like, "Hey, what?" And I realized. So now I'm very careful. I'm very careful now. So when I do this, I want to make sure it's the right person. And don't go and DM me saying that you've won, because it's not going to work. I'm just going to block you. All right, Adam, any closing remarks? I know you need to go, sir. Nice, and I agree, and I think it's incredible, and there's so many exciting things coming, and we're just at the start of what's going on right now. So, Adam, thank you so much for your time. I know that you've had a really busy day, and so to be here and to go through this, really, really grateful. Thank you so much. Guys, any of the general Q&As, we'll save that for the next stream, and we'll do that there. This was really to kind of go through the fee structure and to make sure you're aware. Now, Adam needs to jump off. So if you've got anything or you want to say bye to Adam, he's actually watching the chat. You can say that now. Send him some love in the chat. I will be staying here and I'll continue the conversation. So if you have any questions, I will go through those and answer as many of them as I can. But Adam, mate, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your time. And And there you go. He's gone. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there you go. Your audio kicked out. I'm not sure, mate. I was just getting a Discord just rugged us. I think yeah, it cut out a bit there, but I was just saying thank you so much. Appreciate your time, and just getting the community to send you some love. Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely. And I look forward to a Friday stream. Should be fun. Take care. See you soon. All right, community. For everyone that's left, if you've got any questions, I'm going to be around for the next kind of 10, 15 minutes. I know we've kind of run over a little bit. I was only meant to do a 30 minutes with a 30-minute ANA. It's already been over an hour. But that's good. It's good. We had a lot to cover today. So, does everybody understand the fees and what we've talked about? Has anyone got any questions around this? This is a good question. Do you recommend us to switch our Matic SFL to USDC? Right now, no. At the moment, I don't recommend making any changes at the moment. I think it's very important that you understand, because of the current market situation, there's something called impermanent loss. And so, what you need to do is you need to look at what you put in to the wishing well in terms of Matic and SFL, and you need to look at what the current prices are. Now, when you put liquidity into a pool, if you take that liquidity out and the price is different, you could be affected with what is called permanent loss. So, impermanent loss means it's impermanent, means that it only becomes permanent when you withdraw. So at the moment, you may well want to wait and leave it for a market recovery. There's nothing wrong with the liquidity where it is right now. If you want to add more liquidity, or if you do want to swap, then yes, you are absolutely able to do that. And the the pools, sorry, the pools on QuickSwap, they already exist. So let me just pop in there right now and have a look. So here is the link to the token so that you can see. I've just posted it. It is in official links as well. So you'll be able to see that at the moment, given the current market conditions, the token right now is sitting at 12 cents. Total liquidity is $160,000. Now, that's not that liquidity has been taken out, it's just the value of the liquidity because the price of the tokens has gone down. Now, the top pair at the moment with $250,000 of liquidity is the Matic SFL pool. The second one on here at the moment is the USDC to SFL. Now, also, please note that in third place is USDT. However, as you're aware, we don't want to use that. And the reason we don't want to use that is because we don't want to educate people to be using USDT. If people use it, that's fine. It's absolutely fine. But for the reasons that we explained, we want to focus on USDC. Okay, so the other ones do, and there's also a DAI pool as well. A DAI SFL pool is there as well. Someone's even created a Bitcoin SFL pool. Anybody can create their own pairs. It's totally possible to do that. But the pairs that we or that the team will be focusing on is going to be the Matic SFL and the USDC SFL. And over time, um, hopefully you'll see the USDC pool reaching similar levels of liquidity to the Matic. Okay, so just be aware. And if you're unsure, pop into the tokenomics channel. Anything around this, you can talk about it there. And we'll be able to, there's some good people in there. We'll be able to have these conversations with you to help you through that. But yeah, please understand at the moment that the two pairs that are going to be active in the wishing well, um, and also in QuickSwap, is the Matic SFL pool and the USDC SFL pool. Okay, those are the two that we're going to be focusing on, and I'm going to again just post that so that you can see them, because again, I think it's important that we have this conversation. This is all about awareness today. This is all about awareness. All right, so there we go. Hey, Zitron, did you just change your name, Zitron, to Zitron? If you did just win, congratulations. But I will be replying to you on Twitter and not in Discord. I just want to make sure I get the right people. All right, any questions? If you did win, congratulations, well done. We've still got another two giveaways to do. I'm going to put a Twitter post up for those. These are Twitter giveaways. They are Twitter giveaways. This was a Twitter takeover. It's for the people that took the time and effort to support the movement and make their profile pictures the sunflower logo. And I'm rewarding those people. And by the way, this SFL is not from the team or the community. This is from my own pocket. And I'm not saying that in a way to brag. It's not an ego flex or anything. I just want you to know that when you receive your funds, you'll receive them from me and from my wallet, and not from the community wallet. There is a new wallet that has been set up. There is a new wallet that has been set up, and that wallet will be used for future giveaways. So when we do giveaways in the future, there is a wallet that will be used for that. I do have some giveaways that I need to do this week. Adam is going to send over the stuff for me to be able to do that. We're just working out one last little detail at the moment, which I'll actually just share with you very quickly right now. It's in GitHub. There is a proposal in GitHub that I've put out there, and I kind of wanted to see if we could get this live. I'm not sure how long it will take or how possible it is, but here we go. This is an art request. I want you to see this. There you go. I've just posted it in Farmer's chat. So the idea here is that there would be, if anybody remembers version 1 of the game, every 3 days a little box used to appear. Do you remember the box that used to appear in version 1 and you used to click on it? See, some of the OGs here. Oh my god, see the OGs, you remember. Remember the gift box? There used to be a gift box. I got like 141 SFF back then. Nice. So what I'd like to do is I'd really like to revive the gift box, but also change it slightly. And so this GitHub proposal, and I love it, by the way. There's some really, really good ideas. But the idea of this is that when you log into your farm, a little pop-up will appear, and it will be like, "Hey, you've got a gift." And with the idea that, like, this is an example. This is an example created by one of the users here. I'm just going to screenshot this. Is that you'll get a pop-up that says you've received a gift, and then on your farm, having something like this, which, by the way, I love this. Let me just post this one as well. This is actually a GIF image, so it's animated, but I really do like this. Let me just post this so you can see it. So the idea that you'd have something like this when you logged into your farm, with a nice little pop-up, and then the idea of this. Now, what I really love about this is the concept of the team being able to create these packages. And what I mean by a bundle or a package is, um, if I wanted to airdrop a user as part of a giveaway, we could airdrop you maybe 5 SFL, 5 axes, 10 wood. We can make these bundles that we'd be able to send, and you would simply unpack them by clicking on the box, and it would give you all the resources directly to your farm. So I really love the idea of having this. One idea and one concept is for us to be able to airdrop gifts and giveaways within the community. And the second is that you would actually be able to send them to each other. So you would actually be able to send stuff to people. Now, in order for this to work, what we need to do is we need to work out how this will work with regards to multi-accounting, because we need to make sure that whilst we are creating something that is fun and it is exciting for the community, it is not something that would be exploited. And so we have to make sure it's done. So it's not going to be a quick fix, but definitely something we're looking at. And 5 axes, axe, chop, chop, not axes, because axes are worth more than axes, right? Five SFL axes is probably worth 50. Yeah. Yeah, axes, not axes. I could, yeah, okay. Let's okay. I need elocution lessons, obviously. The water in Majorca don't taste like it oughta. See? I speak proper Queen's England. Peter Pika Pekka 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 Pekta Pika Pika Pot. I can't even say that, not alone get it right. This I can't even say those tongue twisters. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? See, there's lots of these. Yeah, that's all I heard as well. Pika, pika, pika. I sound like a fucking... Ah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done. If you've got any other questions, please let us know. Otherwise, this has been fantastic. I'm going to end the recording now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully, you've had a chance to look over the May 22 report, and you've also had a chance to look over within the roadmap the new. Where was that? If you go in and look, you've got the roadmap, which has the 6 month plan. You've got the team, which has the May 22 report and the fees. So the two updates are under team, and that's where you'll see those. So please go and have a look. Make sure you understand what's coming and be aware of the changes so that you're not surprised. Um, and give us your feedback. It's also important. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you working on a mobile app to improve mass adoption strategy? No, we are not. The reason we are not working on a mobile app is because there are too many barriers to entry regarding crypto and the app stores. There are too many, there's too much red tape and too much politics. And so for now, to have a better, more controlled native user experience, we will be focusing on the browser version of the game and ensuring that we have a solid browser version. It will be mobile responsive, and it currently is. So you can play on a mobile, but at the moment, there will not be a dedicated app. Can I answer on stream when exactly we can buy chickens? I mean, I would, if I was you, if I wanted to buy a chicken inside the game, then I would probably, and this is not official, but I would probably wait until tomorrow's update because there's an update coming tomorrow. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be chickens. I'm not saying it's going to be chickens, but I'm saying that I'd probably wait for tomorrow. And if you're unsure and you need to know, then you can probably go into the announcements channel and see what Spencer said this morning. And just to read out for that, hey farmers, did you know that chickens chirp to their eggs? One of the sweetest things you'll ever hear is that hens chirp to their babies whilst they're in the eggs, and the chicks chirp back. They also make around 30 different calls to communicate with each other, expressing everything from thanks for the food to there's a predator in the coop. Well, I hope you've been stocking up on wheat because as of Wednesday, June 15th, at 11:30 p.m., chickens will become available for crafting. That's today. Oh my god! For some of you, it will be tomorrow, but for me, that's actually today. So chickens will become available for crafting today for me. The chicken coop will also become available to mint. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the chicken coop is a high-end item. This is a rare item from version 1, which has a remaining supply of 931. Therefore, for the first release, 466 supply will be set for minting at approximately Thursday, June 16th, 8:30 a.m., and the remaining 465 will become available for minting. Sorry, yeah. So at the time, the chicken coop will become available at 11. It's actually dynamic, so whatever your time zone is. For me, personally, it's 11:30 tonight, and then 8:30 in the morning. The remaining supply of chicken coops. Also, keep your eyes out for those cute little mutant chickens. Cakes are being released next week, so start collecting eggs. Right, this is what we were talking about. It was announced this morning by Spencer. We have chickens, we have chicken coops, and we have cakes all coming. Chickens coming today, chicken coops coming today, chicken coops second release coming tomorrow morning, cakes coming next week. Will the chicken coop have a blockage? I honestly don't know. I can't answer that question. I don't know. What I can tell you is that it looks like this in the game right now. If you have a chicken coop already, it looks like this. And if I was to go across to Goblin Village and have a look, remember that it's not until it goes live that you'll be able to craft it. The chicken coop is in the farmer, in Goblin Village. So you would need to click on that. The The chicken coop cost. Now, I don't know if this is going to change or not. I need to double check what the cost is. I would say that it says right now it's going to cost 100 wood, 50 gold, and 2,000 eggs, is what it says. Now, I don't know if that is correct. It's possibly, and 50 SFL. And 50 SFL. If we have liquidity in both pools of the wishing well, will the rewards be? Will the reward? Will they reward both liquidities? Right. So the way that that would work is that when you put your liquidities from the two different pools into the wishing well, you'll get wishing well tokens. Your rewards are based on your wishing well tokens, which will be combined. So you won't have two separate rewards. It will still be one reward pool. You'll just hold two separate liquidities. Now, one of the things to consider with USDC, one of the things to consider with USDC is that USDC is stable. All right. And the purpose of SFL is that SFL is also designed to be stable. That way, if you have two stable coins in a liquidity pool, then there shouldn't be impermanent loss. You can use the USDC pool right now. Yes, you can. The address for that, so that you're aware, is this one. And I will post this into the official links. Just looking for the official links because I'm blind and can't see it. There we are. All right, there we go. Posted. I'm going to end the recording there. So I think this has gone on long enough. So I'll end the recording.